What if you didn't stop? What if every failure, every rejection, every humiliating setback didn't break you, but built you? Think about it. What if the difference between your current pain and your future greatness is simply that you kept going when most people would have quit? Stay, because the world's most extraordinary people were once exhausted, doubted, rejected, and looked like complete failures. But they had one thing. Most people never develop. They refuse to quit. Most people look at greatness and assume it happened quickly. They see the trophies, the wealth, the fame, the impact, but they don't see the years of rejection, the endless failed attempts, the loneliness, the silent suffering. People celebrate outcomes, but overlook endurance. And that's dangerous because it creates the illusion that successful people were simply different. They weren't. They were just willing to keep going longer. Thomas Edison, one of history's greatest inventors, but before he changed the world, he failed again and again and again, over 1,000 unsuccessful attempts to create the light bulb. Imagine modern people today. 3 failures, they're discouraged. 10 failures, they doubt themselves. 100 failures, most would disappear. But Edison, he reframed failure. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That perspective is why the world remembers him. He didn't treat failure like a verdict. He treated it like data, and that changed history. Michael Jordan, considered by many the greatest basketball player of all time, but before greatness came rejection. He was cut from his high school basketball team. Imagine that pain, to be told, "You're not enough." For many, that would become identity. But Jordan, he turned rejection into obsession. He trained harder, worked longer, pushed deeper, and eventually the same world that doubted him called him legendary. The rejection didn't destroy him, it sharpened him. J.K. Rowling, before Harry Potter became a global empire, she was a struggling single mother. Financial hardship, depression, uncertainty, and when she submitted her manuscript, rejected 12 times, 12 doors closed, 12 opportunities to believe she wasn't meant for it. But she didn't stop. She kept going. And eventually, the same story that was repeatedly rejected became one of the most successful literary franchises in human history. Imagine if she quit because 12 people said no. Look closely. Edison, Jordan, Rowling, different industries, different backgrounds, different struggles, but one common denominator: persistence, not perfection, not luck, not immediate validation. Persistence. They kept moving through failure, and that is what separated them, because most people quit too soon. They want results before resilience is built. They expect success before struggle teaches them. They mistake difficulty for disqualification, and that's why dreams die early. Not because people lack potential, because they lack endurance. The silent years are where greatness is tested. This is the phase where nobody notices, nobody applauds, nobody believes. You work, you fail, you repeat, and externally, it looks like nothing is happening. But internally, everything is being built. Discipline, character, mental toughness, vision. Most people quit here. But if you survive the silent years, your breakthrough becomes inevitable. Maybe you're not trying to invent something revolutionary. Maybe you're not writing best-selling novels. Maybe you're not becoming a world champion. But your goals still matter. Your business, your healing, your purpose, your vision. And right now, you may feel behind, like your efforts aren't working, like success belongs to others. But what if you're simply in your silent years? What if you stayed consistent, for 5 more years? What if you kept learning, kept improving, kept adapting? What if every failure became refinement instead of defeat? How powerful could your life become if quitting was removed as an option? Failure is not always a dead end. Sometimes it's preparation. It teaches what doesn't work, what needs adjustment, where you're weak, how to improve. Failure is painful, but quitting, that's permanent. Stop seeing yourself as someone failing. Start seeing yourself as someone building. That shift matters because builders persist, builders adapt, builders survive. The question is not, how many times do you fail? The real question is, how many times are you willing to rise? Because history doesn't reward those who avoided failure. It remembers those who conquered it. So ask yourself, what if you never quit? What if this pain isn't your ending, but your training? What if the life you want is hidden behind the persistence most people never develop? Because the difference between ordinary and unforgettable may simply be this: you stayed. Comment, "I will not quit," like this video. Share it with someone who feels like giving up, and subscribe, because this channel exists for one reason: to remind you that your story is not finished yet.